This is JC Sendon, and welcome to Insanity.
So the particular incident happened following a student coming into my class in June. This student was just passed to me by another teacher, and there was no professional dialogue between myself, the school, but being intuitive, I thought, this particular student wanted to be called a boy, but there was nothing, no professional dialogue as I'm suggesting.
Right.
The insanity of the left is driving our societies and driving our communities totally mad. Insane, in fact, because they don't listen to scientific rules. They make up their own rules. And somehow, because they're making up their own rules, they're screwing with children, where somehow girls think they're boys and boys think they're girls. Now, this poor guy, he's worked his arse off to be a teacher, a mathematics teacher of all things. He brings in a new child into his class, or another teacher does, and then it all just falls apart.
Right.
Obviously, I wanted to incorporate this student in the class, welcome her to the class and get
him.
No, not him. It's a her. Obviously it's a her. Otherwise you wouldn't have mixed it up in the first place. It's a little girl. It's not a him. So whatever you think is bollocks. The child is being brainwashed to believe that she is a boy, even though she is a girl. It's absolute bloody fucking madness.
Well, of course, this is the issue, isn't it? We don't know, do we?
You were calling her by her. You always called her by her name.
I was calling her by her first name.
You weren't using.
Yes.
You weren't using
Not
pronouns
at all.
at all.
I would say first name. But I wanted to incorporate her in the lesson, and I'm speaking from a place of personal conviction.
You can tell by this guy's voice that he's really nervous, and he's almost apologetic in reference to calling the girl. Do you know what I mean? The insanity is just beyond belief. But this guy seems a really, really nice guy. He's worked his arse off to be a maths teacher. He really is obviously proactive in getting their kids involved, because the child starts doing really, really well. And he's been put on to a TV station, and they're treating him like, well, you can see.
Yeah.
Saying her, so that's obviously an issue for discussion.
Do you find it difficult to say him?
It's not that it's a difficult thing for me, but I think as adults it's something that we can talk about. And as we're referring to this, I was trying to incorporate said student into the class, and initially the student was getting the poorest scores in the class and went on to get the best score in the class in the most recent test. So I thought I was doing my job, just as you'd expect, being a maths teacher.
Well, but you addressed the class, didn't you? You said, "Well done, girls." That's
well, it's not an all-girls school; it's a mixed school.
right.
But there was a few.
It was a small
students.
working group, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a small working group, and so I said this comment, a slip of the tongue.
An intelligent young teacher is being made to apologise for something that he knows is actually incorrect anyway, and he shouldn't be apologising because she is actually a girl. She's got all the organs of a girl. She is a girl. She looks like a girl, but he is being made to apologise for that, and he feels really bad about it. I mean, what part of it, you get to a point sometimes, you notice it on my videos, that I just sort of lose it so much that I just can't talk. And on these occasions, it really does piss me off.
Really didn't want to sort of project anything
Right, okay.
onto the student, because obviously, teacher standards treat all students with respect.
Yeah. And you
dignity.
apologised straight away, because the reaction from the student was they were very upset.
Of course.
He's obviously a young guy, a very intelligent guy, but a very, very young guy. But would I have apologised to a young girl for calling her a girl? No. Seriously, I would not have. Maybe it's my age. Maybe I don't give a shit anymore. But the fact that she is a girl, she is a young girl, and that's what I've done, means I've got nothing to apologise for. And anything else is surely pure insanity.
The head teacher addressed me, and he there's an investigation that's going to take place. And initially he said to me it'd take one day. On the Monday, I was left not knowing if I was going to be teaching. That process happened Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I was going in expecting to teach my students and do what I enjoy doing. And then on the Wednesday, I found out that there'd be a disciplinary meeting this Wednesday coming.
Let me tell you how it would have happened in my school back in the day. It was a long time ago, granted, but this is what would have happened. I would have made a complaint to the headmaster about something a teacher done. The headmaster would have probably gone to the teacher and said, what happened? He would have told him what happened, and then the headmaster would have called me back into the classroom and told me to stop being stupid and just carry on doing my work. He does not want to be bothered by stupidity like this. That's what would have happened before. Now it seems that children have more power over the teachers. I guess that's why our society is so screwed, as well as the parents, of course.
Yeah, so, it's been an ordeal, really.
Well, the investigation concluded that the misgendering of a pupil and avoidance of using gendered pronouns contravenes the school's code of conduct with regard to demonstrating an awareness.
The school's code of conduct? Are you fucking shitting me? Oh, mate, this just drives me bloody nuts. How the hell is that part of the conduct of any teacher? Any teacher should be going there, teaching the children, making sure, of course, they don't swear and all that sort of stuff. However, they should be there teaching the children that for a teacher, to turn around and call a girl and a boy, it's not anything bad. It drives me bloody nuts, this country and this world is going to...
of sexual and cultural diversity of students, and the use of insensitive comments towards young people and the use of religious comments in maths lessons demonstrates a failure to comply with school policies.
Two things that shouldn't be in school: religion and politics. You're just there to teach. You're just there to teach a subject so they can actually pass exams and so they can get really good jobs when they come out. That's it. That's teaching. Everything else is total bullshit. And the way this headmaster's working, I don't know what to say.
So, you've sort of explained a little bit that you didn't want to cause offence and this, that and the other, and you'd rather not use the pronouns, even though that they are saying that is against school policy. What about the religious comments in maths?
Well, I never try to be insensitive, with anything that I speak about. So with regards to the transgender issue, I was always just trying to uphold, as I say.
If on Wednesday everything is fine, you go back to school. I'm just intrigued to know, how you will deal with this issue again, because you said the issue lies with the fact that...
An excellent thought, I think.
Well, recognising gender fluidity conflicts sharply with your religious beliefs.
Who trumps here? Does the religious man or the girl that thinks she's a boy? Whose rights actually trump here? This man believes in man and woman. This man believes that there's only two genders. This young girl, who hasn't grown up yet and hasn't got a clue what she is, has obviously been brainwashed by her parents or her part of a community. And now they're going after this man because he has beliefs that a good majority of the planet have. That there is a man and there's a woman.
It's not unreasonable to call someone a girl if they are born a girl. And that in itself could lead you straight back into the fire, because that is not the way now that we are led to believe that that's how we should be addressing children.
I love the way he phrased that. We are now led to believe that we don't actually need to believe facts anymore. We have to believe the unscientific view rather than the scientific view. We can't believe in truth. We have to now believe in feelings. Listen to exactly what he said. It's just amazing. Even when he's saying it, I'm sure in his head he's thinking, this is wrong. This can't happen. But yet, the rest of it's coming out of his mouth is just pure stupidity.
Well, yes, I think personally, and also under law in the country and biologically, it makes sense for us to be man and woman. And I think, following on from that, our policies should be influenced by biology and law, rather than what I would say is an ideology.
Sorry. Most of this interview, he's bowed down to them, said, yeah, you're right, and all this sort of stuff. And now, that was absolutely bloody perfect. He just threw it straight back in their face. Facts are facts. Your feelings do not matter. Well done, son. I'm proud of you.
But in the past, you
That's
would have
maybe extreme, Holly, your reaction.
I think so. I mean, I think that
I think at some point everybody has to take a step forward and move forward and realise and learn from people. I learn from real people that have sat on this sofa with real issues.
Well, what we're seeing increasing cases of children in schools who have gender identity disorder, which is something that's very serious. But what we're doing in response to that is changing the whole of the school policy, rather than actually, I think the kindest and most compassionate thing for us to do as teachers and as parents is actually to take those children aside and actually work out how we can help them.
And by helping them, if that is,
how do you mean helping them? Cure them?
Well, actually, if we force everyone else to conform to their gender identity disorder, which often presents itself along with a number of other issues.
There was Paddy.
Do you hear him? Can you see? Cure them? Actually, yes. It's called gender dysphoria. Or it's just their parents making them believe what they want to believe. Because a young girl does not know what the hell she wants, what she is, how she is. Her body's going every which way but loose. Her mind's going every which way but loose. She has not got a clue what she is right now. So to believe that she all of a sudden knows the exact gender that she needs to be is absolutely bloody moronic. But Philip, the presenter, I forgot his bloody name. I've known him for years on TV. I forgot his bloody name. But for him to turn around and say, what? Cure him? Yes, that is true. It's bloody cure.
Paddy Maguire, who was born a boy, 3, when she started asking her parents if she could wear a dress. After hearing stories about transgender children being driven to self-harm and suicide, the mother, Lorna, gave her husband an ultimatum. You can support your daughter or you can bury your son. Children do kill themselves.
No, we actually see that the suicidality rate of children that actually do go through some kind of transition process is just as high as if they don't. So actually, all the social science reveals that.
You're a Christian.
And actually also...
You're both Christians. You're both Christians. It doesn't seem very Christian to me for you to be so intransigent.
No, it doesn't seem very Christian to think scientifically. Oh, one minute. Isn't that what they said before? Differently, vice versa. I'm pretty sure it was. The fact that they were looking at things scientifically rather than being a Christian, that's exactly what that woman was saying. So what's with this bigotry that he believes that they're talking about? They're talking about science, not religion, right?
Listen, because actually here, for instance, the Church of England today, in their report, says that we're all made in God's image, but what it then fails to do is actually point to the next part.
So they're wrong as well.
No, what it fails to do is to actually say that we're born in the image of God, male and female. Actually, in a society that's confused, that's a fantastic message of hope. And I think that that's something that society is crying out for. And actually, the kindest thing that you can do for a little child that is gender confused is actually to help them to live in the body that they are. You wouldn't say to an anorexic teenager,
have you met transgender parents? Have you sat down and talked to them?
Absolutely we have. And what we're seeing is people that actually, what we're seeing, interestingly, is that whole schools now, for instance, the primary school you had, Nigel and Sally Rowe, here on this sofa just a few weeks ago, they're the ones who, in a sense, have been excluded. This is the man who's been excluded for 10 days. And actually then a whole school changing, manipulating the whole of its ideology and actually forcing all the students and punishing students that don't conform.
Because do you mind if I... Because the students don't really know how to react to... You know, it's not something that we're informing...
Shouldn't you be teaching them? Isn't that your job, to teach them how to react?
I love teaching.
You see the stupidity? This guy is a maths teacher. He's a maths teacher. He's not a psychologist. But shouldn't you be teaching that? I'm sure you should. No, actually, it's the parents. The parents should be teaching this stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm referring to the students around,
But a role as a teacher, isn't it? It's not just the subject you're teaching, it's their well-being.
To something that isn't a reality.
I'm fully on board.
Are you saying that transgender is not a reality?
The fact that someone that they have always known as a girl decides to present herself as a boy is actually not a truth.
So in your eyes, it's not possible to be born in the wrong body?
No, we are born male and female, and we can't change that. Surgery can't change that. So, and actually, the kindest thing we can do in that situation is to help the child with the gender identity disorder and usually a number of other comorbidities, help them to live in the body that they have and not force...
If they were homosexual, would you help them not to be homosexual?
Can you see? Can you see the stupidity of these people, the stupidity of the liberal, especially the white liberal, to then bring up the whole gay thing? Because what he's doing is he's now twisting it over to the religious side, rather than talking about the whole gender dysphoria part, and whether or not the children are the issue or the parents are the issue, and not the actual disorder itself. This guy is just unbelievable.
All the other
Can you
children.
answer that question?
We're dealing with transgenderism.
No,
today.
but I'm asking that question.
Well, very often when we see people that are children that are identifying as homosexual, very often it's not good for them to live out in such a lifestyle. It's not good for our children to be highly sexual. It's not good for our children.
According to anti-bullying rules, I'm
I'm
finding this utterly abhorrent. According to anti-bullying rules set out by the Church of England yesterday, the instructions for the C of E's 4,700 schools said they should not require children to wear uniforms that create difficulty as trans pupils. So you're in direct conflict with your own church.
And that's because the Church of England says we're made in God's image, but then fails to say that we're made male.
So everybody's failed.
Well, this was an opportunity for the Church to point to the most compassionate and beautiful person that's ever walked the earth, which is...
Now you can see the way that these presenters are attacking these two because they have a religious mindset. They're Christians as far as I can see. Now I want you to think very seriously here. Imagine if there was two Muslims sitting on that seat, a man and a woman. Do you really believe that Philip and this other woman, this presenter, would be giving them that much of a hard time? Can you really see that happening? You see, it's very, very simple very easy to attack a Christian because they know they can get away with it very, very easily without any problems. Now, the fact is that teacher is basically being prosecuted for doing something that's scientifically correct. They're going after this woman and this man because of their religion, and they think that that's disgusting. That's the liberal mind for you. The white liberal, in fact.
Jesus
which
Christ,
is take a step
Jesus
forward
Christ.
and look around them.
We're
Jesus Christ
gonna
made
have
it clear
to-
that we're made male and female. It's a beautiful thing.
I'll let you, absolutely.
Thank you both very
Well,
much.
Thank you so much.
we'll
Thank you.
get back to the show and back to 2017 and not medieval.
At what point do sane people that were logically minded before not believe in scientific facts anymore and believe in feelings, believe that a child is better placed to tell us what that child believes they are, a boy and a girl, rather than science and medical prowess? When does that happen? The fact is that there is gender dysphoria, but I believe there's more to it than that. I believe there are people out there, parents out there, that are complete and utter morons, and they're putting this crap into the kids' heads, and the kids are soaking it up, because that's what kids do. They soak up the environment, soak up the information you give them, and that's how they learn. So if your parents believe in this crap, you do too. What's more important, looking at things medically and scientifically, or looking at feelings? I'll let you choose.